Hello, hello. Not sure if anyone's joining tonight. I am going to pop over to the Mighty Networks and see what questions came in, if any. I hope everyone's doing really well. My name is Carrie, if we haven't met before, and I'm here to host office hours for functional labs and any questions you might have regarding the functional labs. And results or signs and symptoms, supplements, and we can go through live questions. Let's see, we have Lyra entering. Hi, Lyra. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. I'm not sure if you had a question or if you're just joining to pop in, which is great as well. I'm just going to hop over to Mighty Networks and see if any questions came in this afternoon. Just give me one sec. So let's see. I don't see any questions in here, which is totally fine. We might not have any right now. I'm just offering this as kind of a bonus, just to be available for you all, because sometimes, signs and symptoms occur, especially when you're in the middle of a protocol, and sometimes it's nice to talk it through. It also gives the benefit of, for group work, for others to hear some information. And I don't know, Lyra, did you have any questions?
You
I know
know,
on your
uh,
lab, but yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. I was talking over you. I apologize. What was that?
that's
Sorry.
okay. Just wondering if you had any questions. I know we haven't run your labs yet, but you've had some labs, or if you were just joining to pop in, which is totally fine too. I don't see
Oh,
any questions in the Mighty Network, so
you know what? And sorry that I have my camera off. I just really am so
okay,
not presentable right now.
that's totally fine.
But I just, you know what? I was just gonna listen in because whenever I commit to something, I really delve in, even though you
I
don't have
love
my
that.
yeah, you don't have my labs and such. And so I know that there's nothing personal, but I do take supplements that I have like big, huge question marks about that I don't know from a functional medicine standpoint. Like my husband is a functional medicine doctor also, but fertility is not his forte by any means. And so I take maca and I don't know if that's good or bad because of my whole situation. Like I just don't, I'm doing a lot of random things. But when it comes to, for example, like prescribed supplements, those are things I'm taking a little more seriously. Like, for example, my DHEA, I got, blood work and it indicated that my DHEA, like when I was taking 75 milligrams a day, like a dum dum, I should never have done that. It was off the charts. And my husband and I brought me down to 25 milligrams a day, which brought my levels pretty normal. So in that regard, with anything prescribed, like as far as supplementation, like
Mhm.
higher level supplementation, I'm very careful with, and I look at my blood work and I make sure I'm not overdoing it in anything. But when it comes to maca and like, royal jelly, I'm like, am I overdoing it with all these things? Ubiquinol, and just, I really do all the things. The nicotinamide riboside, of course, I'm taking 1,000 milligrams a day of that. I don't know if it's too much. But I heard that there's no drawbacks. And so I'm just sort of doing all the things. And I wanted to see what other people had to say and what feedback you were giving them. But I don't really have any. I did have one silly question, and I didn't know if that was appropriate for you. But I had asked in the forum if Hisho Wu was an herb that would help, or that you've seen help, or that you've heard had helped with maybe fertility. Because I take it every day, but I didn't know if it would hurt or hinder anything. So that was a question. I didn't know if it was good enough. I don't even know if it's a silly.
Sure. So I'm just admitting Megan as well. So, hi
Oh,
Megan, how are you? Thanks for joining. Lyra was just asking about general supplement review. We haven't run her labs yet, her functional labs, so she's not on a protocol, but I think a couple of things from your questions, Lyra, and no question is too silly. We're here to support you all on a very deep and meaningful level. We all work as a team. So the general supplement review will be done on your coaching call. So
Okay.
what's super duper helpful for all of us is, for if you haven't done it in your intake forms or already, is to list out all of the supplements. The brands are super important. Obviously the supplement name and your dosage. And often I find, how long someone's been on something as well is good information to have. So listing that out, if it's not already on your intake form that you submitted, like your new patient paperwork, then just sending it, either uploading it into your chart or sending an email with it all listed out to your coach. That is incredibly helpful for our review, and it just saves a lot of time. Instead of talking it through, which I don't do, I always have people send it to me. So that's number one. That review will be a broad review of what you're on. And with anything, it's all about signs and symptoms as well as your lab work. So if you have lab work that shows a DHEA level of being low, or a vitamin D level, for example, the appropriate amount of supplement is really important. Like you said, 75 of the DHEA is quite high. Melatonin's another one that we see people just start taking at. I've just had someone recently who said they were on 10 milligrams, high doses. And we definitely have our ranges that we like, but also it's all case by case. And I would say the same is true for supplements like Hushawu or Maca. It depends. It's all individualized. So I'm not copying and pasting a protocol. Um,
Right.
and none of the coaches are. This is
Oh,
all
that's good.
custom. It's all individualized down to the dosage, the amount of time that you're on it. This is one of the things that is really incredibly important, I think, to all of us, is that we're not just taking a certain protocol and applying it to each person, especially with the supplements. It's all custom and it's all high touch, where like if you're having, we rely in partnership with you, that you're letting us know if anything changes, good or bad. Like if you start getting super bloated on something, we want to know and modify. Likewise, if
Mhm.
your cervical mucus increases, we really want to know the positive effects as well. So it's all individualized. Hushawu can be beneficial um, for certain cases, for certain signs and symptoms. And same with maca. For us, maca is a very powerful, strong herb, and is really hot. So in
Mm.
cases where there's like some, especially certain types of heat signs with Chinese medicine, we distinguish whether it's excess heat or deficient heat. So it's not just heat, it's very specific, which is one of the beautiful things. One of the many beautiful things about Chinese medicine is that it's not just a cold. It could be wind cold, or cold from heat. From generated by excess heat. Like it's very complicated in a way, but very elegant and beautiful in another way. So maca, maybe not for you.
Mm.
I don't know. I haven't
Right.
I think that's something to chat with your coaches. And then where I come in is, once we run the functional labs, I'll work with you and your coach to say, okay, while we're treating X, Y, and Z from the GI map or the Dutch test, we're going to limit this set of supplements or herbs and add this set for this period of time. And then once we're through, we can re-add and reevaluate and make another protocol. So it's all custom, and it's all variable, case by case, and signs and symptoms, and then also, where you are in the program. If you're just starting out, and you're waiting for your labs, I'm certain that your coach will review it and modify, and we'll work together as well. Not to say that I won't, you know, have any part of that, but that's where we start. So it's a good
Right.
question for those of you starting, list out your supplements, please, your dosages, how long you've been on them. We like to check them and check all of your supplements right away for soy and sulfites. I've seen both in a lot of supplements, especially recently, and the formulas change. So there are certain brands that are using things that shouldn't be in supplements that we certainly don't want to have in there.
All right. Thank you. That's really good
Sure.
information.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah.
okay, good. And then Megan, do you have any specific questions for me? Not to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot.
I don't. I've been thinking through them. I didn't get a chance to submit any or even get to
That's
to
okay.
think about them, but I'm listening.
You're doing okay?
I'm hanging in there. Thanks.
Okay, good. Well, we should definitely catch up soon.
I
Well,
will
so
should.
there's no, yeah, Megan, you should go ahead and put 15 minutes on my calendar. And we can do a one-on-one catch up too. It would be lovely. And I would really
Sounds
like
good.
that. Okay. Um, I don't have any questions in the thread, which is totally fine. This is just really an offering for all of you. So if there's not anything else,
Well, I do have a technical question, and
sure.
but I just didn't really know who to ask. But this is good that you're here, so I can ask you. So I did initially submit in the forum where the intake forms and whatnot. I did submit a list of supplements, but I did leave some out, and I never did include like the dosages. So I want to resend that. Can I just? Is it easier to do that in an email with the title saying, revised list
Sure.
of supplementation? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and
Because
just send it to your coach and copy Amy and then it will get uploaded into your chart.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. All
that's
right.
perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you both for joining.
Yeah, well,
I
thank you for being here. I just came
appreciate
in
it.
to
Of
listen.
course. Yeah, I'll do these every other week and also always available via email. But I like to hop on and chat through things and make this time available for you all. So
Well, thank you.
yes, we'll end early and sending you all very best wishes. If I don't talk to you before the holiday and Thanksgiving, which I think is next week, right? Or it's
Yes.
the week, it is next week. That seems
Yeah.
too early. So
Maybe.
Right.
all very best wishes. So grateful to be working with you and here to support you.
Thank
So
you so much.
Thanks so
thank
much, Carrie.
you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.